Hey, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts and you're catching me on True Divine 4-4, the most awesome place to be because of the people that join me here, and you all know how awesome I think and know that you are. So this is the reading for the 13th. Is it for the 13th? Let's double check. You know what I'm like with dates. 13th of January 2022. And it is to pick up on the energies that might be within you, around you, and within others. Take what resonates and leave what does not. We'll see what comes up generally also for the collective. And, leave a comment, get the discussion going, talk amongst yourselves. You know what to do, build those relationships and use your voice before you lose your voice, because that's the big crunch come in. It's already been here, but, there's something about that big crunch down on freedom of speech and being able to vocalize your truths or your perceptions of your truths. That's definitely going to get more rampant, and so use it. Otherwise you might regret it when you lose it. And so yeah, please do leave a comment. It helps with the video and it helps open up discussion and build relationships. So for the 13th of January 2022, let's see, on the bottom of the deck first. So on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And so it's an upside down world. We've been juggling these energies, these different aspects of material life. It's pentacles, so it's the physical things, the job, the earth, the home, the people, the money, the businesses, those physical aspects of life. And so they can see here in the upright is juggling, and it's giving this ribbon the infinite symbol, in that, are you going to keep juggling this infinitely, or how long can you do this? But it's imbalanced, it's on an angle. In other cards, he's standing on one foot, so it's an extra effort, it's an imbalanced situation, and it's in reverse. And so in reverse, this is where pentacles have been dropped, been juggling for too long. You've been getting exhausted through doing that juggling process of juggling these different aspects of your life that do not resonate with one another, and it's come to a crunch. Now it's come to a crunch in a way that, because maybe for some of you, you didn't choose with full intent and full courage which pentacle to really concentrate your energy on, placing one down temporarily or for good, aspect of your life temporarily or for good, so that you could really fully focus and concentrate onto what would then become an Ace of Pentacles and abundance, and have the courage to do so. Unfortunately, some people have gotten into the position of exhaustion, of burnout, of maybe dropping both aspects of material life. Maybe you are feeling in a way of, right, I just want to walk away from all of it today. Want to walk away from all of these things in my physical life that I've been juggling, that refuse to resonate with one another, that refuse to balance with one another. Some people listening to this might have been juggling two aspects of their material life, as in relationships, relationship with a business, and that relationship does not support the business, vice versa. People juggling maybe two relationships, that all of a sudden the energies have come to a point where your energy has come to a point where you haven't been able to keep up that pace of juggling, and damn it, things have come to light, or things have dropped, things of there's a bit of a calamity, but you couldn't have juggled infinitely anyway. This is where it's an asking you, the underpinning energies of this reading today is asking you to refocus, rebalance, recalibrate what is important, rather than getting to that point of, right, I'm just going to walk away from all of it, don't want any of it, sod it. It's more of a case of, okay, so what do I need to concentrate on? What am I really passionate about? Or what do I need to prioritize? And really focusing in and lightening the load as much as possible. Maybe it's the kick that you needed to face a situation, to mourn a situation, and to really then move on from a situation or aspects of your life that were not resonating with you, or the balance of your daily routine. So that's the underpinning energy of the reading. Collectively, we see this with Boris and the so-called Prince, what's his name? Andrew. We see this, that they're being shown to have this public shaming. It's a ritual and they get paid well for it. So, you know, don't feel sorry for them as if you would. But they are being publicly shamed. Things are crashing down on them. And it's not going to feel good to them individually, even if they are getting paid for it. This ritual sacrifice, so to speak, of public opinion is a real love of the elites above these puppets. And you know, and plus, you know, it's come to a point where the energies also support that. And so this is where we're going to see that, you know, there's going to be that's going to be utilized. And so don't pay too much heed to it. Make sure you're asking the right questions. As far as Boris, it's not about whether he's having a party. He should have had a party. We all should have been having parties. We all should have been letting loved ones pass with our company and with dignity. We all should have been with partners who were given birth or having miscarriages. We all should have been with loved ones who, you know, we need to continue to build relations with and build memories with. That is the real crux of it. It's not that you're having a party, Boris. It's the fact that you fooled many people into thinking that you could take away their right to do so. It is also, you know, a distraction. And so everything comes crashing down there. That is being utilized right now for both Prince Andrew and Boris in the UK, as to say, you can expect a public shaming for Biden coming up soon, no doubt. But, you know, this is where there's two of them, isn't there, in the UK? So there's these two. You'll probably find in America and the US, there'll be two public figures, no doubt Biden, maybe Trump, you know, that are having this public shaming ritual go on in their lives to opposing forces. This is where, you know, the indiscretions will be similar energetically. And so we can see that with this, there's this energy of distraction going on. It's being utilized. And so again, people are on the side that have been fighting for their protesting for their rights. There is a level of excitement, a level of relief that, oh, all of a sudden things can't possibly be ignored anymore. But actually they are, because this is making bigger stories about the fraud with the PPE equipment that Boris made sure went through. You know, that's making that pale in comparison. There are other stories that we should be really looking at regarding the corruption and the next steps. When there's distractions like this on the collective stage, you can always see, as soon as you dig underneath in the underlayers, you can always see that, all right, that's because they're ready to progress in next steps. And be using this and utilizing this to bring in those next steps and actually have many of the people cry out for those next steps and think that they are a good idea. And so this is where, you know, don't get too caught up in this. Again, refine, release, look at it from a distance and see the bigger picture. So that's the underpinning energy of the reading. I want to speak to, underneath that card is the Three of Swords. Now, that's painful energy. That's real, you know, painful, not nice energy to feel, both in the consciousness that really physically manifests as a heart pain, as the heart chakra pain. And so I make mention to that because on the clarifying deck, underpinning the reading and clarifying the reading is the Two of Wands. So we've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and then we have the Two of Wands. Again, this is a 4-day with the 13th day. So 13th is 3 and 1, 4. So I found that interesting, that that is the underpinning energy of the readings. And then we have underneath this 2 of Wands, we have the 3 of Swords. And so they are mirroring each other, and very much so make a greater impact of these energies. And again, you can see painful energy that is being spoken out, that is being consciously thought of, that is affecting the heart space, that is affecting the feelings. Hey, Theodore, hi. Are you wanting those opened? Yeah. Okay. I tried to open them myself. Come and say hi. Hi. There you go, baby. Will says you can open these. She says only grown-ups can open these. Yeah, grown-ups need to open them. Go on then, baby, because I'm working. Yeah. But no, they're just no, you're not allergic to any of that. No, you're not. Love you. Thank you. Bye, baby. So cute. So 2 of Wands on the bottom of the clarifying deck. So 2 of Wands is, you know, all of a sudden the world feels very small. You can see that the world is small in its hands, but actually it's looking to the horizons outside, looking to further horizons, deals being made, deals being done. And so for yourself, if this energy is resonating with you, the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, this would speak to taking that step back and refining, like what do you want? You've got the world in your hands. What were you trying to do when you were juggling? What were you trying to bring about? Now it's come crashing down. Can you use this to your advantage to actually see something completely new, or actually you know, see that you could concentrate fully on the pentacle that really did resonate with you, the aspect of your physical life that really did resonate with you? Can you use this to your advantage to be able to look further afield, because maybe you haven't got quite as many attachments to a local area, to certain people in your life anymore, because it's come crashing down anyway. And so this is where looking further afield, opening your eyes, opening up your horizons, and making plans of action is the 2 of Wands. Now, on the collective stage, you can bet your life that today in Parliament there will be lots of hustle and bustle about making those plans of actions, while Boris and Prince Andrew are having this crashing down of these aspects of their physical life. You can see that there's others within Parliament and above them that are looking further afield. They're not particularly bothered about what this distraction is about. They're just seeing what they could use and utilize this for further afield. You can bet your life that I am right in this, that Boris is signing at least 2 contracts today with people or companies that he shouldn't be signing them with, he shouldn't be giving money to, and that announcement will come in later down the line. I just know it. And again, it'll be very much like the PPE story, but you know, there is dirt to dish if he doesn't make these contracts. The dirt's going to come out anyway, but he's too arrogant to think that way. And so, yeah, interesting energies. So the first card being the 5 of Cups. And so the 5 of Cups, you can see here, there's 3 cups on the ground and there are 2 cups standing upright. Now there is an abundance of foliage around them. And so the abundance is there, but the castle in the sky, it's like, it's the energy of a morning, castles in the sky, morning that was never at your grasp anyway. It might have seemed like it for a time, it might have felt like it for a time, particularly in the relationship field, the home setup field. But you know, actually it was castles in the sky. It was, you know, false hopes. It was unreachable. It was not going to happen. And so it's left you with these 3 cups, you know, fallen down. And it's important to seek out, why did I attach myself to that castle in the sky, whatever that might be? Why did I attach myself to that picture? What is it that I'm truly seeking? What is it that I'm truly mourning here? A lot of you will find that actually through asking yourself those questions, you'll find that you're actually mourning very little, that even that the mourning is a castle in the sky. It is an air balloon. It is taken out of context because you're still in the throes of the disappointment of the crash of these pentacles, two of pentacles in reverse. And so when you actually take the time, we've got the Page of Cups here to clarify the 5 of Cups. And so it's messages that have come forward that are going to be delivered today that cause this 5 of Cups energy to feel a bit worse, maybe, or if it's going to all come about today, for these messages to actually bring about these energies of where you feel like you're thrown into a space of mourning, of sadness, of grief. And it's for you to actually figure out, what are you really grieving? Are you grieving just the idea that you'd attached yourself to that actually didn't really resonate with you truly? Are you grieving your perception of righteousness? Are you grieving your perception of being right and how important it is for you to be proved right? Or are you grieving something that is just a hot air balloon? Does it just need to be dissolved? And what is the underpinning energy of why you are grieving or sad about that particular thing that has stirred your emotions? What kind of message did you get, and what kind of triggers did you feel when you got those messages to confirm or put you into the 5 of Cups energy? And so the next card is the Hermit card. So this is the number 9, and it is a major arcana, and it is our silent and wonderful warrior. And this is what I see as the blind and deaf warrior. He holds up a light, he has his staff, so his energy creates stability. Even when it feels very rocky, he's all about inner work, the Hermit. And so the Hermit is that path that you walk in your inner cosmos of your inner self, being brave enough to hold the lantern up to even your darkest corners, even things that you've been afraid to admit to yourself. And so maybe, just maybe, a lot of what you feel you are mourning is more about that it energetically triggers, these messages that come forward energetically trigger a similar energy to wounds of the past that you haven't actually dealt with, to embarrassments of the past that you haven't actually dealt with, to insecurities of the past that have not yet been truly dealt with and transmuted. So the number 9 comes in because in doing this inner work, this is it opens doors to endless possibilities. It opens doorways to knowing yourself more and exploring more of your inner cosmos through this inner walk, this inner journey that feels rocky at times. And that's why often we can get we can almost enjoy staying in the sadness of the hot air balloon, whatever that hot air balloon might be, and fool ourselves into thinking that that's what's really hurting us, that's what really matters here, because it defers us from what our inner self knows to be a far harder lesson to learn, a far harder lesson to transmute, a far harder energy to face. But actually with the energy of the Hermit, there's a strength like no other, in that there's this core strength, this stability with his staff, to be able to look at and understand and transmute even the most difficult and embarrassing of experiences, to be able to really expand into more of who you are, more of being comfortable about who you are, so you wouldn't be put in situations that don't really resonate with you because, you know, you're happy to attract people with your own more authentic self. And so the Three of Wands clarifies the Hermit card. And so this would speak to, from that Two of Wands here on the bottom of the deck to the Three of Wands, this would speak to being a 5, wouldn't it? And so instead of this 5 then being just these spilt cups that are being the main concentration of this card, being able to look at the Two of Cups that are standing upright still right here, with everything you need to go forward and go in a different direction in a more authentic way and in a more enjoyable and fulfilling way. And so this Two of Wands and Three of Wands, transmutes with the energy of the Hermit, this 5 actually into something productive, into inner conflict, because then that would be the Five of Wands. And so this inner conflict occurs that doesn't feel too comfortable, but it's in this inner conflict that the real searching of self can happen when accompanied by this Hermit card energy, in that you can say, why does that message trigger me? What is it within me that gets me so much that this person can deliver me this message, or this thing can deliver me this message? And then all of a sudden I'm triggered to a point that, seems way out of context. So that it creates an inner dialogue here. And so also with that 5, there is the potential of change. And so with that being said, what have we got? And then these together would be 5, the Hermit, the number 9, and the 5. So it would be 14. It would be 5 again. So it's all about the 5. The Two of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and then the Three of Swords underneath. It's all about 5s. 5s are change. 5s are the hump day. 5s are reaching a point of the mountain where you choose to roll down one side for your greatness, or roll down the other into another loop that is very similar to the loop that got you into this mess in the first place. You decide. And so the Three of Wands in its own right is to speak of where you were looking out at further horizons and feeling like you wanted to stretch farther afield. This is where the Three of Wands is to take action. And so this Hermit energy is to take action, but on your inner self, to go within, instead of projecting all of your energy on the outside with this Two of Pentacles in reverse here that crashed down on you anyway. Try the other way. Go from within to the without, manifesting and projecting your reality from the within. But with the Hermit card energy utilized properly, you will then be projecting from a very clean lens. And so your picture, the reality that you project, will become much clearer, will become much more precise. You'll have the intent behind it to really draw your own picture, paint your own canvas, but with clean brushes, with a clean lens, because the Hermit energy allows you the gift of being able to see even your darkest corners and finally have a clean out. Is the inner gardener. You're gardening your inner self. You're pulling out the weeds, eating them up, transmuting them for all of their nutrition, all of the lessons that you can take forward, all of the experience that then you can add to your tool belt, but then the rest of it just gets transmuted out, as do bodily functions. And so it's a reflection of that. So it's actually taking action, but in a different way than you've been trying all of this time, going from the within to the without. Some of you feeling very poorly. Now, on the collective stage, that's something very different. I'm not speaking to that, but what I'm speaking to is those that are genuinely feeling poorly in a way that the body is just saying, And often this is the case when the Hermit energy comes about and action needs to be taken, because, especially with that Two of Pentacles in reverse, it's just making me feel that a lot of you have been burning yourselves out physically. And sometimes it takes this crashing down for this Hermit energy to be seen, because he's not going to shout at you. He doesn't speak. He's not going to stare at you. He doesn't look. He doesn't have his eyes open. There's just this lantern being held up, this light that can be seen in the dark for those that want to turn around and look at it. And sometimes it takes our body to say, right, okay, stop. And it's in that stopping, after all of this juggling against the tide, you know, that you can actually say, right, okay, I'll think about things, I'll look at things, I'll accept your invitation, dear hermit, to walk along my inner pathway, as rocky as it might be. I've got nothing else to do right now because my body is saying no. And so some of you might be feeling this way and be really gutted that you're poorly. Again, submit yourself to it, you know, give yourself that inner divine feminine gift of submission. And particularly the feminine energy is great at submission to pain. Look at labor, look at the whole birthing process, look at the damn monthly process. You know, we're very good at submitting to the pain. And when we do, actually, there are real gifts to be had from it. And so if you're a masculine energy, if you're a male and predominantly of a masculine, divine masculine energy, if you're a female and you're predominantly of a divine masculine energy in that you've been using your divine masculine more than your divine feminine, then, you know, listen to your divine feminine energy to submit to this very beautiful masculine energy that is holding up this spark, this lantern, and in giving you the space and time to take action on it with that 3 of Wands. Now, with that being said, and that work hopefully being done in that inner cosmos, we get to the Ace of Wands. And so then this speaks of feeling a rejuvenation. This is a full wand, full of magic wand, ready to sparkle everywhere, ready to be set a light to the world with its creativity, with its passion, with its drive. And it is really full on. I'm here, I'm done, I've done that inner work. This is like, boom, I've got all of this blood flowing to my creative space. Be careful, because then we see that it may be a bit too fast and that we have the Page of Wands in reverse. And so this would speak to maybe just thinking one day of inner work with the Hermit isn't enough for you then to go sharing your wand here, there and everywhere, letting anybody sit on it, letting anybody, you know, back up on that dang, you know. Be very careful of physical exchanges that are too soon after, you know, the disappointment of some situation not working out, doing some inner work, feeling all rejuvenated because of it, feeling like a spiritual warrior, and then thinking, right, that's it, I'm going to prove that I've done all of this work by going out there with my magic wand and letting anybody sit on it. Anybody that likes, because I'm just so full of life, so full of creativity, you know, it's endless, because there are these energies around. Now, that's a good energy, but, you know, have you got the wisdom to use it yet? Has anybody taught you? Have you taught yourself how to use thy wand? Have you learned how to use your wand with discernment? Have you learned how to protect your wand and your magical spark that comes from your wand? And, you know, maybe not from these cards. So take it slow, get to know your wand, you know, play with your wand, you know, be present in just, you don't have to prove it to anybody that you've got this magnificent wand, you know, have it to yourself for a while, get to know its power, get to know how you work it, which buttons do you press, kind of thing, because there is much energy around today in particular of, you know, coming up a cropper physically regarding physical exchanges. Some of you with those who have, and having an effect on your body. And there is also something about physical STDs making a huge comeback you know, with AIDS and whatnot, that being mentioned more and more, making a huge comeback. And later down the line, no doubt we'll find that it's links to something that has been getting handed out very regularly over this period of time. And so, you know, learn how to be respectful of this new power of yours. It's funny. So again, with that being said, with this Page of Wands in reverse with this Ace of Wands, it also speaks to spiritual STDs. And this is very serious. This is, you know, where you can have attachments made to you spiritually, also through physical exchanges with those that you really shouldn't be physically exchanging with. Particularly if you've had an energy to know that you shouldn't, but then you do anyway. So, you know, this is about being very careful for the physical side of self, but also the spiritual side of self. Now, I'm not talking about just intercourse. I'm not just talking about lovemaking regarding these spiritual STDs. I'm talking about even just sharing the wand and the powers that you feel you've got with this creativity, this pulse, this flow, with the wrong type of friends, with the wrong groups of people, because, you know, even that can build this energetic connection that is enough to create a chord, that is enough to create an exchange. And, you know, it can ruin your life. It really can. Hey, pussycat. So we've also got the energy of, I want to go into another reading for whoever this is for, in that you've been juggling these two wants, these two material aspects of life. Yes, you've always been, you've juggled, and you've sort of made do and mends in that, you know, to keep the status quo, but you're still juggling this want or this need or this lust for another aspect of your physical life. It's further from the horizon from you. It's far away in physical miles. It's far away energetically, because, you know, and it's painful because of these Three of Swords underneath. And it stayed painful. And there's something about that you've managed to juggle, that you've managed to keep the status quo for a certain amount of time in family environments. But then all of a sudden, you know, your feelings are starting to show. There's been snapping at each other. There's been huffiness that doesn't generally, for whoever this resonates with, that isn't generally known to be you. You're not generally known to be huffy and quick-tempered, but that's been happening. And so it's created this sort of crash of like these questions being asked. Now, there's something regarding either words from, if this resonates with you, from your own mouth or from other people's mouths, that sort of stir the pot here, that create this Five of Cups, that sort of create this mourning, this grieving period, because whoever or for whomever this is for, it is that you have, and I feel it would be for many, because many people are mirroring the same energy flow right now, in that it feels like, or to you, in your perception, you've lost both. You've lost both of those wants. You've lost both the status quo that you chose but continue to juggle, and you've also lost whatever this want was, this so-called wrong decision. And so you feel like everything has gone now. Remember those Two of Cups in the upright, please do. But also remember that there's a certain level of inner work that needs to be done here. Some of you might be really feeling those chords of late, and particularly today, of past lovers, of past deep connections with that Hermit card, that you've built up deep, either physical or spiritual or both, cords. You've built up very thick energetic cords that are a feedback. So you've been sort of hearing that person's voice. You've been sort of hearing what they're thinking. You've been feeling what they're thinking, or feeling what they're feeling. You've been feeling the distress, you've been feeling something coming, and it's like it's long gone, but it's like these energies are still very much there and very much apparent. And so this would be, with this Hermit card again and this Three of Wands, this would be, so where do you need to take action? Well, of course, again, like the reading I've just given, it's within self. What are you really looking for, and why? And why did you make the decisions that you made that have now got you in this situation? What is it? Are you afraid of judgment from family? Are you afraid of judgment from others? Are you afraid of losing your status quo, losing your status with friendship groups, Facebook and the like? What is it that actually stopped you from making the decision you felt intuitively you wanted to make? What is it that actually has kept these energetic cords flowing? What is it that needs to be done to either act on those cords or sever those cords, and sever them for good, so that you're not getting that feedback, so that you're not getting haunted by ghosts? And that's what it feels like, for sure. The dead, but they're not dead. This whoever's involved with this aspect of the reading, so you're sort of living with living ghosts, which is sometimes, I feel, harder than living with actual what we would call ghosts, because at least they're dead, kind of thing. So it takes the option out, doesn't it, a bit, in that how you can communicate, yes, but the option's gone, so you don't feel like you've got any need or any purpose to juggle anymore, because it's gone. But this has caused deep sorrow on all sides of the coin for those involved with these energies, in that both decks are mirroring each other, with the Two of Wands here and the Two of Pentacles here, and the Three of Swords underneath that again. And so it real mirroring effect. It's very impactful when you see it and feel it, actually. But again, there's this energy of don't act too fast thinking you've done all your inner work in one day, and your wand feels so excited and so creative and so full, because that would be this narcissistic energy sneaking in. Also, some of you might have felt like you've been manipulated into staying, into leaving, into doing something sexually, almost bribed sexually, with this Page of Wands in reverse and this Ace of Wands in the upright. But things didn't change. Things have stayed the same as they were when they were a problem, just with a slightly different context. It's like it's being fooled, so to speak. What else is there to say about today? I think I'd said it all. Otherwise, I'll be going on forever, because this reading is layered for sure. So take what resonates, leave what does not, even if it just gives you an awareness and a foresight regarding the energies that many will be feeling around you, and being able to react or not react, or stay clear accordingly. Be aware of those spiritual and physical parasites. I mentioned a long time ago and kept mentioning, picking up on this fungus problem coming in, fungal problems coming in, also fungal problems, and what else was it? And parasite problems coming in, and that is here. It really is here, and so be aware of that. Take your holistic preventative things. Look at my teas for sure, because they've been spiritually led. I've just got to say, in that all of the ones that I've chosen thus far are really impactful: antimicrobial, antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal. Which hasn't been me trying to do that. It's just been my being getting led, and then boom, it's there, and it's like, I'm good. But yeah, you know, check out things that can help regarding that as a preventative and as a cure. Spiritual parasites. Be real careful. Spiritual parasites, you know, they're even harder to see, even harder to feel, even harder to get rid of, you know, because they sort of quadruple every second of every day, and until you find this beast around you, and it's probably just made up of many different spiritual parasites. So be careful where you physically put your energy, because that will be reflected on where you've already been putting your spiritual energy, for sure. So that is the 13th of January 2021. Please do share this video. Please do help me out. Give it a like, give it a subscribe if you haven't done so already. Take a look at my writing on the wall videos, and much love and appreciation for who you are and what you are. Be great today, be fantastic today, walk your walk, keep your head held high, and use this voice, speak things out. You don't have to cast your pearls, you know, before swine, no, but, you know, use your voice before you lose your voice, kind of thing. The other thing is, I'm going to put a short video out about this, but I had a awful dream, and I've mentioned it before about the glitching and people, car crashes increasing, people glitching when they're driving, and I'm witnessing it happening now in the UK. There are more car crashes happening, and yes, down to some of these smart motorways, yeah. But I think, again, that's a useful, very real, because they are very dangerous, but useful distraction as to the amount of car crashes really going on. People literally glitching out, stroking out while driving their car. There has been an increase in dogs being run over extraordinarily. And then there is also this dream. And this dream was, as we've mentioned, planes and stuff before, literally falling out of the sky. Now, I've got to say, it was very, very vivid. It was over America. It was really not nice at all. It was like, it was a big plane, you know, and I knew it was the link to the frequency, literally the machinery not working, glitching out at a certain height. And, you know, I'm putting energy out there that it doesn't happen, because it woke me up with a real shock early this morning. And so that's not nice at all, and it's linked to that number 5, you know, it's linked to that letter G, and you know, it very much is linked to that. And I think that is another reason they didn't want the skies as full as they normally are regarding planes right now, because they sort of know this is going to happen, and they're trying to work their way around it, so to speak. I don't know why I'm hearing, but that might be a lead on to a way for them to reset the internet by saying, oh shit, we've made a huge mistake. Things are falling out the sky. We'll have to just switch off all of the internet. Don't worry, we'll have it right back to you in a safer way, you know, to protect you, because we love you so much. That's what I've just heard there. So bear that in mind. Don't speak it into being, bind it up. It's one of the things I would bind up from happening, because it wasn't pleasant at all. So yeah, you know, maybe don't be so sorry that you can't just jump on a plane quite so easily right now, even though that sucks. And so sucks donkey balls, really does. But it is what it is, and we're in what we're in, and it's up to us to fight it, for sure. Not be distracted by Boris, but fight it. Look past the distraction, and while you have ears listening, tell them what the distraction is for, you know. So much love, balance, and wholeness. I appreciate you all. I'll stop going on now. Check out my socials. In the socials, you will see my spring, which was Teespring, but spring store, and the designs that I made, that I created on there. More to come, which appreciate your support that way. And you can check out my other things that I've got going on socially, and hook up with me. Don't be shy, you know, give me a follow, give me a friend request. I ain't shy. I don't want you to be either. Okay, have a great, great, great day. Mwah.